Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited. This is our first podcast. It's Old School Movements. My name's Darren, entertainment enthusiast and lover of all things retro. Apart from Trifle or Blancmange or Semolina. Didn't like that stuff.
I hate that stuff.
Hate that
Didn't
stuff.
mind it as well.
No. But anyway, in the background, you can hear my old school pal, Chris. What you saying, bro?
Yeah, it's good, mate. What's up? How you doing?
I'm talking literally old school. We knew each other since we were 6, so who better to join me in this nostalgic journey in yesteryear? Also, another old school pal, Mr. Stephen. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man.
Engineer extraordinaire. You need beats or production. This guy is there. You understand?
Well, thank you. That's a great introduction, that is, man.
Come on,
cool.
Come on, man. Come on. Only the best, only the best. And also, our other guest today is Keenan. He's somewhere, but you'll hear him a bit later, boys and girls.
It's about.
Yeah. So, with this being our first episode, we're going to kick it off with a childhood favourite pastime. Saying that even as an adult, I still like to watch them. Saturday mornings, or when you come home from school, or when you come home from work now. We all love to watch a good cartoon. Yeah. I've got a couple cartoons I like. What ones do you like, Chris? What were your?
I don't know. I've got to say, I'm a top one, maybe. Thundercats. It's gonna be Thundercats,
that's
or
number one.
One that came out a little bit before that. I don't know if you remember. Battle of the Planets was big as well.
Battle of the Planets was big.
I can't
big
decide
G-force.
between them two. For me, them two are up there for me. Yeah.
The thing about, you remember Battle of the Planets? What I used to love about Battle of the Planets, it seemed like kind of dark on the slide.
Yeah.
All these other cartoons were very happy and but this one was
I think it had that manga-y.
Because it was originally a Japanese cartoon and it was darker.
Yeah.
But
I think it was purposely made for America. Though,
exactly.
They
They changed it for American audience. Remember the little robot that was like R2-D2 at the end?
Yeah.
That used to have a computer board in there. Do you remember that? They used to have a robot that used to be the comic relief for the cartoon.
Yeah.
That little
That
bit.
character.
Z-Zark 7. Z-Zark 7.
Yeah. But Battle of the Planets was big. Theme tune, the ship, and the ship used to turn into a ball of fire, the Phoenix or
Fire
something.
Phoenix.
Remember
Fire
that?
Phoenix.
Key up and...
It's mad you saying about like the R2-D2 because it was released a year after Star Wars was released. And
the cartoon?
The cartoon was, yeah. And they wanted to make it like Star Wars, which is why they've got battle, as in wars, and planets like a star. They have sort of tried to connect it back. The Z-Zark 7's droid character was their version of R2-D2 basically. So it was all sort of related to Star Wars because Star Wars came out the year before. It was massive in the States. And
Star Wars 78?
78 is when Battle of the Planets come out.
That's big.
78. It ran to 85. It was quite a long running show out of most of the cartoons. Where a lot of them, when I was looking back at them, some of them are only one episode, but you've seen them so many times or they've been repeated. It seems like there's hundreds of episodes, but they're only one series. One series of maybe 16 or 20 episodes, but you see them so many times.
Yes, man, isn't it?
You don't realise how there is only one season of it.
But just ran it.
Yeah, and they still run today. Some of them, isn't they?
How many seasons of Thundercats were there?
Thundercats. I
swear there were only like 2 or something as well.
But remember they brought it back. They had the first one come out in like 86.
89 it started.
Is it
89? 89 I think it started.
And then
I was thinking about what you're saying, because I used to watch it over and over. It seemed like there were loads, but when I watched it back again a couple of years ago, I was like, there was only 2 seasons or something.
Thundercats originally run for 130 episodes.
130.
Yeah, which is more than what Transformers did at only 98, but equal to He-Man at 130 as well.
You see that? He-Man and Thundercats were more than Transformers. You see, it's a perfect example of what you said. It feels like they ran for ages, but it's just the same one.
It's the same one, yeah. Some were even less, but just off the top of my head, I can't think which ones were less at the moment. I might come across it later.
Damn.
I remember them more than I do Transformers, actually.
What?
Thundercats. I remember more, I can actually remember things from the show more than Transformers.
I think when it comes down to cartoons, as a kid, the theme tune, the character, and that's mainly what you remember. The action of it is whatever.
Do you have Captain Planet? Captain Planet.
Look. We're talking about Diamond League cartoons for the minute. Captain Planet is Cardboard League. We got to stick in Diamond League, and Diamond League is He-Man, Transformers, Thundercats. You know, let's stay in the Diamond Action League.
Diamond, okay.
The Diamond Action League. We're staying Diamond Action League.
Bionic 6.
Brave Star. I wasn't a fan of it as much because I remember the horse had a gun.
Yeah.
What?
He used to become like, you know, a fighter as well. And help him out, man.
The horse is just there to take him to destinations, man.
Man. He was like from another planet, bro.
Now he's trying to compete with Transformers, a horse that walks and holds a gun. Come on, man.
It's Marshall
I'd forgotten about that, but yeah, you
I didn't like that, man. I didn't like that.
It's his partner. It's his best man.
But, you know, Diamond League, I said, Transformers. Can't go wrong with Transformers.
Couldn't go wrong with Transformers. Transformers is bad.
Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons was the kind of that was like the first for me. That was like the first like soap. Like it continued. Like you had to you had to wait till next week. Yeah.
It was like a soap.
It wasn't just one off every episode.
It had one of the baddest villains in it as well.
Yeah, it was it was a continuation program.
At the time, Venger.
Do you know Venger was the same voice as Optimus Prime?
Oh, okay.
Peter Cullen.
Yeah.
He's also Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh.
Oh wow. And I know for the voice of Optimus Prime, he based that on John Wayne as well. So yeah.
Prime.
It is. Yeah, that's a good.
Autobots roll out.
It's a good character. That.
Yeah. No, Transformers, Dungeons and Dragons. There were two.
What was the Power Extreme one?
Remember GoBots?
Centurions.
Yeah, we'll go to GoBots. Yeah, we'll get
Centurions.
Keep that there.
Centurions. That was in my list.
Power Extreme.
Good. I was gonna get on
Centurions was top action Diamond League. It was like it had everything you wanted. There was one on land, one in the air, you know, one on water, and they just dealt with things.
Wicked,
I don't know why there's not a film.
HQ in space.
Keenan didn't get that in South.
Or maybe they did, but like
Centurions. Ace McCloud.
That was Ace. I've got some.
He was the one in the air.
Max Ray was the C.
Max Ray and Jake
Rockwell.
That's it.
They were the Centurions. There was a further two that came later.
Hey, what?
There was Rex Charger. These guys were based. There was 5 altogether, but they were based.
There was 5 Centurions.
2 of the Centurions were based with the girl in the space station
with the orangutan.
With the orangutan, which was Lucy, I think. The orangutan's name was.
Yes.
And
I thought Lucy was the name of the girl.
Yeah, John Thunder was the infiltration operations specialist. And Rex Charger was the energy operations specialist. Both based in the Sky Cloud place.
But they didn't Power Extreme.
No.
Oh, so there's only 3.
Yeah, only the 3
and the
Power
dog.
Extremes and the dog.
So that's
Shadow.
The 4th one.
Jake's
remember the dog? Jake's
Shadow.
dog.
Yeah.
And it had the evil guy was called Doc Terror. And he had a bald dude who was blue.
Dr. Wu.
Yeah. So just imagine 3 Iron Men.
Yeah, like Iron Man. Exoframe skeleton suits.
And you know, I don't know why there's not a film of it. I don't know why.
It should have been. That's a simple film to do, especially with the, like you say, the Iron Man effects of today.
Yeah.
That would cross over wicked. That would make a good film.
Actually, you know, turn into like a submarine and go underwater.
Vaguely, actually.
So we had a show right in the 80s called Get Fresh.
That was Centurions.
And the programs we talk about Centurions. We had to watch that in 5-minute pieces in one show.
Yeah, they spread it out for 3 hours.
The show. Yeah. So you had to watch this show that was 2 hours, hour and a half, and it chopped up a 25-minute cartoon into 5-minute pieces to keep you on the show. And that's, you know what I mean? I've never watched Centurions put together.
No.
There was a G.I. Joe cartoon as well, but we didn't.
Yeah, it didn't.
We didn't get.
I think we didn't get it.
Occasionally it was about.
It wasn't good. It was.
It didn't get much airtime. Occasionally I saw the odd one, but.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Yeah, because we had Action Man. No one was interested in G.I. Joe.
That was our version.
That was our version, but never a cartoon really. that I can remember.
So what other Action League cartoons have we got then?
Man, for me, I don't know. For me, I liked. We said, yeah, just went through Centurions and Dungeons and Dragons.
Visionaries. Do you remember Visionaries? Do you remember Visionaries? The magical powers of life.
You remember it well.
I tell you, as I said, every cartoon.
You can't. Once you've heard that,
You've heard them and M&M, Inspector Gadget. You know the Thundercats are the Transformers. You know it because they keep repeating the name of the.
They drum it into you at an early age. This is who we are.
They knew what they were doing. Think of a cartoon right now, and you think of the music. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. Come, any cartoon. I challenge thee.
Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse.
Because they were Looney Tunes, whatever. They had theme. Like Looney Tunes had.
Yeah.
That was Tom and Jerry. What was Looney Tunes one again?
Yeah, it's in there, isn't it? It's in there. I probably haven't heard that for how many years, but it's in there.
But if you were a standalone production, you had to say the name of the cartoon. He-Man.
Well, the thing is,
get it in there.
The cartoons were basically adverts for the toys.
For the toys,
yeah.
exactly.
That's what most of them were.
Because that's like the Transformers story. Exactly. What's that? What was that one about?
I can't remember.
I can tell you about the He-Man. The He-Man one. Mattel made He-Man. They were approached by Lucas to make Star Wars figures, and they turned it down. A couple of years later, the Star Wars figures went massive, and they needed something to compete against it. That's where they came up with He-Man. So after making He-Man, the people who made the film Conan said, hold on, your figure looks a lot like our character, and they tried to sue him, but Mattel won the lawsuit, and it didn't go through. But a little bit behind He-Man there, which again I think
because
there's an upcoming film again.
Because the toys come out before the cartoon, and so that's like one of the first time that's ever happened.
I think it was.
As you said, cartoons are there to
that's what made
toys.
me think of it. So I think it was the first
the toys
time.
were first, and then they said
they
you
had
have
to
to
think
make
of something.
Cartoon.
Yeah, we got to think of a toy range and something to try and beat the mistake we made by turning down.
Because when the toys first come out, they didn't have no Orco, but they had to have again comic relief to soften the
Orco.
but weren't He-Man? When you think of He-Man, he's a strange dude. He wore leggings and pink Uggs. Yeah.
The Adam character of He-Man wasn't originally in the story.
He didn't have leggings.
I think that
wore white leggings.
Oh no, before he changed.
He wore white leggings, but when he changed,
some pink outfit.
he had a tan and burgundy Uggs and furry pants to go out. He needed a tan to go out.
Exactly.
Check it again. Look at it when it's Adam and look at it when it's He-Man.
He
needed a tan before he went out. What kind of?
It's true.
He-Man. But you know what? They did bring back He-Man cartoon again about late 90s or something.
It's recently
and it was slimmer or something, and it was more not manga-ish like, but it was a different. Did you ever see that?
No, have you seen the one on Viceland?
What He-Man?
Where it's He-Man, but it's
a really comedy version.
But it's real people. It's not like comedy, but it's not even He-Man. He has a different name, but he's basically the same character, and he's a cartoon, but he lives in the real world, and he has like a son who's like half cartoon, half what is it called? What is that show called? It was quite funny actually.
I haven't
heard of that.
It was quite funny. No. It was actually He-Man. They didn't call him He-Man, but you could blatantly see that it's basically He-Man.
What about the British ones, man? What we got?
Top British one's got to be Danger Mouse, I think.
Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse is up there.
Yeah.
In that
theme tune again.
Yeah.
Danger Mouse.
You can't forget it.
Danger.
And obviously David Jason as well. Probably one of his. I'm not gonna say best performances, but I'd say it definitely ranks up there in his career.
Danger Mouse was, and wasn't he also Count Duckula as well?
Did he do the voice?
Sure
he might have done. They were the same. They're the same people who drew them, or the designers. They were sort of linked in that way. But yeah, I think maybe you're right.
I do think that's the same.
I hadn't even thought of Count Duckula really before. I missed that one off my list for a UK cartoon.
What about Jamie and the Magic Torch?
Yeah, that
was big.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Jamie and
the Magic Torch. That's all I got. And there was something to do with one of them slides when he goes round Is that how he got into wherever he went or something?
Yeah.
It was something to do with one of them slides.
Was his dog called Wordsworth? Am I right?
I can't remember. I can't remember that well.
Do you know, Keenan? Do you know?
No, we didn't get that. No.
I can't even remember what
Jamie
he
the
used to
Magic
do in
Torch.
it or what happened in it. No, it was kind of magical, innit? He had something.
Under his bed, he had his
Magic
magic
things.
torch. This kid, and when he lit it, it took him to a magical world, and he just went on adventures.
Was it a cartoon?
The cartoon.
Him and his dog, Wordsworth. I'm sure that's his name. And they slide down a magical
In my head, it's got a
psychedelic
sort of
slide.
Sports Billy look. I don't know if it was. I don't know if
No,
I'm
it's
just
more.
making it up.
It reminds me more of those Charlie Says adverts kind of
okay.
animation. Am I right?
Yeah.
It was that.
Was it like that?
Yeah.
Like a sort of rhubarb and custard drawn.
Oh my god! I was just about to
Rhubarb
mention
and
that.
custard.
And
Another
that-
theme tune.
And that is one theme tune that didn't have words.
It didn't even have words. It was just.
But if you heard that, you know that's rhubarb and cars, rhubarb and cars, rhubarb and cars. You knew that was the
I
song.
don't know if that's how it went, but yeah.
That's the lyrics really for it, but it didn't have time.
And then
they got a duck to
got
sing it.
turned into like some sort of drum and bass tune as well in sort of the 90s.
Yeah.
It was the rhubarb and custard kicking around.
But Will-O the Wisp.
Will-O the Wisp.
Oh, Willow.
I had
nice.
thought
Willow.
Did you have Will-O the Wisp?
Yeah.
I did like Will-O
Yeah,
the
we had
Wisp.
that.
Yeah.
And wasn't there a TV?
Yeah.
with-
Evil Edna.
Yeah. It was
Evil
a TV
Edna, I
version as
think.
well.
I'm sure it was Evil
Yeah.
Edna.
Yeah.
And then there was the Wispy thing, which was played by
Kenneth
Kenneth Williams.
From the Carry On films,
On
no?
was a great
Old
Kenneth
school.
Williams actor. Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, Will-O the Wisp was kind of good.
And do you remember one called Perishers?
Yes. And I had a dog. The Perishers. I had like a dog.
Yeah,
I don't know if he used to
it
talk.
was a
but
paper. It used to be a, you know,
I
like
think
you
they
get,
lived by the sea or something. Or they used to go on adventures.
newspapers used to get Helga the Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perishers used to be alongside
Yeah.
the funnies. as they say.
But it was a cartoon as well.
And it was a cartoon.
And
as well.
it was prime time kids after school time, I'm sure. Yeah, I forgot all
Remember
about
that?
it. That is just reminded me, man. That's
Super Ted.
amazing. Yeah.
Super Ted.
Super
Did
Ted.
you have Super
I
Ted?
think so,
The
yeah.
Spotty Man.
Teddy bear that was thrown away like a piece of rubbish.
Forgotten
And the
that.
magical dust made him into.
Yeah.
And he had Spotty. Spotty was
I
his
think it
mate.
was him that
Spotty
brought
was
him back
his
to
mate.
life.
Yeah.
Spotty Man brought him to life.
Texas Pete and
Yeah, Texas Pete was the
Bones.
bad guy, wasn't he?
yeah, Bones.
Yes,
Skeleton.
Bones.
Yes,
Yeah,
there was a
yeah,
Bones.
yeah, yeah.
Man, your memory's good on that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or your old school Super Ted fans. Yes.
No, I didn't like it really.
Yeah.
I like Super Ted.
You liked it?
It was one of the things that was just on. You sort of end up watching it anyway.
Yeah, because
you
there
were
was-
waiting for news
Because
round to
there
come
wasn't
on.
a lot of cartoons on. Yeah.
Who's waiting for a news round? No one's waiting for a news
I want to see
round.
the
come on.
news. I want to see if they made
John Craven.
strawberry custard yet.
Well,
John Craven.
He's still about it.
Roy Castle.
I used to
breaks.
like that, yeah. Man could play the trumpet and tap dance.
Yeah.
I think he was in Creepshow.
No, it wasn't Creep
Are
Show.
you sure?
No, it was a Hammer House. They were all on the train telling their stories. I was once on the train, and yeah, do you remember they were telling stories. And he had a story. He was in Jamaica. I think he was in Jamaica Saturday.
Did we watch that at your house?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Let's go back to cartoons.
Sidetracking.
But
man.
yeah, you remember that? Yeah.
Talking
Cat
to UK ones then, maybe not animated, but like plasticine style. Remember Trapdoor?
Trapdoor.
Trapdoor?
You
Did you
remember?
get Morph?
There was a classic.
Morph.
Oh, come on, man.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Morph was a spin-off from
That was so sick.
Heartbeat.
Tony Hart.
Heartbeat, or whatever it's
We
called.
take a look at the gallery.
That's where Morph started from, and then he got his own show.
Yeah, Morph and Odie.
And that started off
Was
again.
that- yeah.
No, Chaz.
Chaz, that's
was
it.
the
Odie was
the clay one.
Garfield's mate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. What about Godzilla, man?
Oh, I don't know about Godzuki, but yeah, Godzilla.
Godzilla the cartoon,
Godzilla was
man.
bad.
Up from the depths.
That was another
stories high. Godzilla. What about Pink Panther cartoon?
Pink Panther was bad, yeah. You're getting two cartoons in one in
You
that.
get three cartoons sometimes.
sometimes.
You get Pink Panther, Anteater.
Anteater.
Come here, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Come here. You gotta come here. Come here.
I love the Anteater.
Come here, huh? Or the crane.
The
Used
crane
to be
as
after
well.
The dragonfly.
Yeah, the dragonfly and the crane. Oh, I'd forgotten about them, man.
Damn.
And then you'd get
And then you
Inspector
get
Clouseau.
Inspector Clouseau.
Inspector Clouseau as well,
But
yeah.
Pink Panther was always known for it when it first came out in the beginning. That's
the first time I think you've seen
another program that says the cartoon.
That's got to be the first time you've seen a cartoon mixed with live
animation.
Long before Roger Rabbit, you know, long before any of that. That was the first time I think I'd seen it.
for a series.
And that car that they were driving, it was just, oh, what's that? It's bad.
Had a big panther from head to toe. Remember in the 80s when you're watching like cartoons from Monday to Friday, there wasn't a lot to watch. Like ITV had Danger Mouse every day, and BBC had Banana Man every day.
They'd spoil you at the Saturday.
Yeah, and but Saturday was the time, and Sunday, Sunday was day for Smurfs, and what's that? I Needed That cartoon that, you know, they Frankenstein and a band and it was called something. Remember, there was a castle and a.
It does ring a bell. I just can't think. Of it. It's gone, but it does ring a bell.
So you had that and Smurfs and that's when you used to get Roger Ramjet or Galaxy High. Remember Galaxy High?
Yeah.
And but Saturday was the day.
Saturday morning.
Saturday was the day, man.
Yeah, that was kids morning for kids. It was perfect.
Looney Tunes before and after the news every morning in the weekday. And
Yeah.
then, like Care Bears, Gummy Bears after
You might have done. Really early, yeah.
Yeah.
I won't want
I
those.
no one getting up.
I'll be lucky to get up for them Saturday ones sometimes. I don't know.
I remember
Push
the
myself to
Smurfs
get
used to
out of
come on before Weekend World on a Sunday. Or Police 5.
Police 5. Oh my, yeah.
You were saying earlier on about GoBots.
GoBots, yes, because that is. Was that a spin-off? What I was going to say, was that a spin-off from Transformers?
No,
or did
they came out.
They came out before.
They came out
were
before
nowhere near as
Transformers.
good.
Yeah, but Transformers just had better names.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
These them
the
things
toys,
are like
man.
mega blocks. It's
Transformer
like looking
toys,
at a
bro.
mega block and a Lego figure compared to
Or
a
it's
mega
like
block.
VHS and Betamax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's Spectrum, Commodore 64. It's just how.
Didn't get into GoBots that much. I
You
remember
know,
it weren't
yeah.
great. And I think soon after, that is when Transformers come out, or was it before? They come out before.
No, Transformers come out after GoBots.
After, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I weren't
But
into
just-
GoBots for long. It was just straight onto the old
Just took over.
Transformers.
Just took over. But there's so many. Do you remember Mr. Rossi? On a Friday.
Mr. Rossi, what
Yes.
you want? Cocoa, ice cream, and champagne. Yeah, I don't know what it was about, but I know the theme tune. Don't know what it's about though. Did he used to go like?
He
used to
was
go
like
travelling.
Every Magic Torch, but with an ice cream.
Yeah, he used to go travelling places, isn't it? Like
do you remember me?
That was good.
Rossi,
I feel like watching one of them.
Mate, Mr. Rossi,
Mr.
man.
Rossi was good.
Fridays. Is one of the last cartoons
Yeah.
after Let's Pretend.
I can't remember when it was.
Around after that sometime, Mr. Rossi would come on.
I'm gonna have to have a check, Mr. Rossi. Yeah, he sounds a bit like who I used to like when I was little. Was Mr. Ben?
Yes.
Mr. Ben.
That's a British one.
Yeah, another British one. Yeah,
Yeah,
One of
yeah.
the old school
When the
ones.
adventures. When the adventures.
When the Adventures go into a fancy dress shop. Today I'm gonna be a knight or something, and he'd get his fancy dress. Go. I think he walked through the mirror, and he's in like medieval.
Yeah.
Used to like that. Yeah, used to like that. Going back.
Do you remember the Fonz cartoons?
Fonz cartoons. They ring a bell actually.
Fonz and the Happy Days gang.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Or Mr. T cartoon.
I remember Mr. T cartoons. Because what I remember
Yeah,
about
the
Mr.
dog
T
from the Mohican
cartoons.
as well. The dog.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
The reason why I remember Mr. T is it's one of the only cartoons that's actually voiced by the character who he's actually meant to be. So all the voices were him, and he used to do, if you remember, at the beginning and at the end, the live action bit where it's today's moral of today's story.
Do you remember Hammerman
I
though?
remember.
That's why I used to like it. So I used to like watching it, waiting for that bit, because I wanted to see the real Mr. T, even though the cartoon was alright.
Yeah, I remember that. Mr. T used to come at the end, but Hammerman was similar. MC Hammer, he had his own
Yes, he
cartoon,
did
and he
as
used to
well.
have his shoes that used to fly
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
it was odd. Yeah, there was a
And
Hammer
Hammer,
cartoon.
he also used to have like a
a
story or
moral
moral
of the story.
at the end.
I think that came. Yeah, I think they copied
Hammerman.
the idea
Hammer.
from the Mr. T cartoon. Yeah, I do remember that. I think that ran for a year over here, if that. I do remember MC Hammer cartoon and the Kid and Play cartoon, but that was hard to find. It didn't. Don't think it got aired over here that often. I'm sure I did
we
see it
didn't
on
get Kid
telly
and
or I
Play,
saw it
though.
on something, but I remember a Kid and Play cartoon.
Okay.
Going back
So,
a bit.
what about all the superhero cartoons, man?
I mean, there's loads.
But growing up little,
There wasn't many. No, there wasn't many.
I remember only seeing Spider-Man.
Spider-Man would be
Does whatever a Spider. That's the only cartoon of a superhero because
the regular one. I think.
Yeah, regular was Batman,
and
Superman was hard to find. And then there was remember the Hulk cartoons.
Yeah.
The time.
Weren't many of those.
Huh?
There weren't many of those.
Weren't many of those. They probably had one season as well. You know. And you had Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Yeah.
Remember Spider-Man?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Spider-Girl.
what puzzles me about Spider-Man's amazing friends is that the guy hanged out with the Avengers, the X-Men, and he chooses a man who can make ice and a girl who can make fire as his amazing friends. Of all the amazing friends you could have, you could have the Hulk, Captain
X-Men,
America.
bro, like, come on.
You could have anybody, but he chooses a guy that can bring out ice and a girl that can bring out fire. They're probably good at a barbecue.
For the drinks and the food.
Cocktails and grilled food.
Oh, there you go. That's the reason why.
He's just thinking about partying, man. He's a teenager.
Amazing friends.
He's thinking when he gets back to college, he's got someone can do the steaks, someone can sort out the cocktail.
It's a mad one.
So was X-Men then one of the first then? Because I remember when X-Men came on.
X-Men, they came later.
They came later.
Cartoons.
After.
So there weren't many other superheroes before then. What other ones were
So they were all about, but just not
comics,
not in cartoon form. If they were, they were really hard to find. But you might get them in a video shop from a video. I think that's where I remember probably seeing my first Spider-Man cartoon. I think I probably rented it rather than catching it.
No, I remember them on telly, the old Spider-Man.
Spider-Mans were, but I mean the others, they weren't
Was there
about.
Batman on here?
Batman, see, with Batman used to be, there was a Justice League cartoon. Do you remember? It was very rare you catch Justice League cartoons. You ever see it?
I don't think I ever saw it.
Super Friends, it was called.
Super Friends, yes.
Batman, Robin, Wonder Dog,
Aquaman. Yeah.
Remember that?
I remember Aquaman with the orange top, green trousers or something.
And that's when you saw Batman. But for me, when Batman animated series come out in the 90s, that was top of the league cartoon. That was Diamond Action League.
Again, that's sort of a more sort of
dark
and more manga-y looking.
Not really. It was more sharp, wasn't it?
I haven't seen
Remember
it.
he had his square jaw.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
It was quite dark.
It was dark, man.
I know the ones.
Because it's based on like the Tim Burton. He used the same music. They used all that music, the same as Batman music, and it had the right feel to it. And did anyone see Batman of the Future?
I think I've caught a little bit.
That was good.
Batman of the Future.
Yeah, it was like a new Batman, and Bruce Wayne was an old man teaching this young kid to be the next Batman. It was like he was like a Spider-Man-ish.
A little bit
like
like
Spider-Man.
Have you seen this new Spider-Man?
Dark Spider-Man stuff.
Have you seen the new Spider-Man cartoon that's out now?
With all the different types of Spider-Man.
All the different Spider-Man.
There's Spider Dog and there's like Spider Girl.
There's Spider Pig, got Simpsons in it. It's odd, but it's really good.
Spider-Man.
The first half an hour, I was gripped, and then it started getting weird. Like you say,
Don't give it away. I'm gonna watch
it's good. It gets really weird. It's as if they got halfway through it. Soundtrack's wicked. You know, the character's good. How he wants to be Spider-Man. How Spider-Man's in it as well, but he's a bit old and getting on a bit. But then it just gets silly.
Okay, don't give
it away. It's like they've given up with the story. But I liked it. I didn't mind it still. It's definitely worth a watch.
All right. So with the feature-length cartoons, it's a big fan of the mangas in the late 90s and that, man. And for me, like when it comes to manga, Ninja Scroll.
Yeah, Ninja Scroll
is just amazing, man. It's like it had everything you wanted in a cartoon. I think it's so good. I don't want them to spoil it and make a film of it because it just suits. The action's so fast-paced and so gory. It just works on cartoon form. Not like in Kill Bill when it's that scene when it's telling the story of she was an assassin. And
that's one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah,
but because it comes from
it got away. It got away with being that violent because it was all animation, and that's what Ninja Scroll is. They get away with unbelievable violence in this cartoon, but you know the way it's put together was great. And then after that, you had like Wicked City, which was good as well, and Legend of the Overfiend, Guy of a Fist of the North Star, and I think manga done the best adaptation of Street Fighter. Their version was just. You know, with animation, you can get away with it, man. You know, you can make something look, 10 times as good, man.
Yeah, but definitely don't cross over for live. We should do a whole podcast just on films that we think are due a
movie or cartoons. Like, have you just said Centurions, Battle of the Planets? Why ain't there movie versions? Visionaries? Why ain't there?
Some of them you don't even need the actors for. You know, you can do good enough CGI.
Like, have you not seen Tintin? The Tintin cartoon that come out?
Yeah. I didn't see it.
So, you know, we've ran through so many, we skimmed through so many.
We could go on. We could go on for a while.
Go on, you know. But let's end it. And I want everybody to give me their top five all-time cartoons, whether they be film ones or whatever. The top five. Stacks. Stacks. What? What's your top five?
Top five. I'll give you a top three.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do top three. Everybody agree on top three then. We want top three.
Do top three.
Is there what? There ain't that many cartoons you like that you're choosing three.
It's hard for me to think of five. It's hard for me to think of five.
Transformers. Thundercats.
That's it. That's your three.
There's one more, but I can't remember. Centurions.
Centurions in there as well. Number 4.
Did you say Transformers?
Transformers, Centurions,
Thundercats,
and
I can't remember what else you just said then.
What's yours, Keelan?
I'd have to say Thundercats, Brave Star, and Bionic 6.
This with a gun.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Chris, what's yours, man?
I've got a few. Oh no, man, it's hard to list them. But yeah, definitely Battle of the Planets for me. Thundercats, He-Man, Centurions, Transformers. Yeah, that's 5, I think.
That's 5. Yeah, man, I'll go for Transformers, Centurions, Battle of the Planets. Ninja Scroll and Batman animated series.
I didn't know that.
That's a
good mix. Yeah.
I'll throw Ninja Scroll in there as well then.
There you go. So there's always a 5.
I'll have 6 and Chuck
Ninja
Masking
Scroll
as well.
Ninja Scroll was. Yeah,
Ninja Scroll definitely has to be in there.
Definitely has to
Ninja
be
Scrolls, yeah.
Definitely has to be in there. Well, that wraps it up, ladies and gents. Thanks for listening to our first podcast. Any words to say, Chris?
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Get involved in the show. Contact us with comments, requests, suggestions, and future topics for our discussions. You can email us at urbanshapers@hotmail.com.
Yeah, that's see if you can get us. Just keep listening, man. We're going to keep giving you old school stuff because this is the old school movement. That's what we do. You know, whether it's cartoons, films, food, fashion, hairstyles. Well, I don't know. What do you want to hear old school? Do you know what I mean? What do you want us to talk about? Let us know. I'm signing out, lads. You had a good evening? Is it all good?
Yeah.
Good.
All right, well, until next time, people. Understand.